Hola! This lesson is on the imperfect or past subjunctive. The learning objectives are that you will be able to form the imperfect subjunctive of AR, ER, and IR verbs and apply the rules of subjunctive, which we've already learned, to circumstances that would require the past tense. So we use the imperfect subjunctive when the context of the sentence is past. In other words, the verb that will push the verb that will push the verb into the subjunctive can be either in the preterite, imperfect, or conditional tense. So those verbs will express opinion, emotion, doubt, denial, wants, needs, or the conjunctions. So all of the things that we've already looked at with the present subjunctive, the rules will still apply and will require the past tense. So to form the imperfect subjunctive, what we need to do is we take the third person plural form of the preterite tense of the verb. So that's the el, ellos, ellas, ustedes form in the preterite tense. So we start with that form of the verb. For example, if you have the verb hablar, the third person plural is hablaron. For the verb comer, the third person plural would be comieron. So you start with that, take the RON off the end of it, and then you're going to add the imperfect subjunctive endings, which are ra, ras, ra, ramos, raíz, ran. So what it would look like is if you had the verb cantar, the third person plural in the preterite would be cantaron, drop the RON, and add those endings. It would be yo cantara, tú cantarás, él, ella, usted cantará, nosotros cantáramos, vosotros cantaráis, ellos, ellas, ustedes cantarán. For an IR verb like salir, it would be the third person plural of the preterite would be salieron, drop the RON, and add our imperfect subjunctive endings. It would sound like this: saliera, salieras, saliera, saliéramos, salierais, salieron, salieran. Are there irregulars in the imperfect subjunctive? Not really. If the verb is irregular in the preterite, however, it's going to still be irregular. So you're going to take the irregular third person preterite form. So ir would be fueron, saber would be supieron, leer would be leyeron. There were tons and tons of verbs that were irregular in the preterite tense. So that part is still going to be irregular. However, once you grab that third person plural form, the ellos, ellas, ustedes form of the verb, you can still drop the RON off the end of it and add our imperfect subjunctive endings. So the imperfect subjunctive does not really have any irregulars. All the irregulars come from the preterite tense. So like ser and ir, the third person plural is fueron in the preterite. Drop the RON and add our imperfect subjunctive endings. It would look like this: fuera, fueras, fuera, fuéramos, fuerais, fueran. Estar was irregular in the preterite tense. It is estuvieron is our third person plural in the preterite. Drop the RON and add our imperfect subjunctive endings. Estuviera, estuvieras, estuviera, estuviéramos, estuvierais, estuvieran. Time to check yourself. Are you able to form the imperfect subjunctive for AR, ER, and IR verbs? And are you able to apply the rules of the subjunctive that we've already been studying to circumstances that require the past tense? If so, you're doing great. Adios.